Hello, everybody, and welcome to this round of the Metroid Prime Randomizer tournament. So, for this particular race, we've got Cestrion versus Torvisbog. We are doing a little bit different than normal settings today. We've got Spring Ball active, and we have 0 Power Bomb expansions. No Power Bomb expansions in the whole game. Instead, what we're doing is we have the main power bombs are going to give us all of the power bombs in the game. I don't remember exactly how many power bombs it is off the top of my head. I think it might be 9. I'm probably wrong. But in any case, it looks like everyone is getting ready to go. We should be nearly set. Let's make sure that everything's all set up. All right, and we should be getting ready to go here in just another minute or two. Also, a big thank you to Romulus here for being our tracker. We should be getting going shortly. All right, again, we are seeing Cestrion versus Torvisbog. We have slightly different settings than normal. Spring Ball is enabled, so we're going to see a few slightly easier jumps to do. And we also have 0 power bomb expansions in the whole world. Instead, main power bombs will give you all of the power bombs in the entire game. And we're going. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and we're off. All right, so the very first trick that we're going to see is space jump first. Looks like Torvisbog has fallen off. That's a very easy thing to do. Don't worry about it. Let's see what our space jump item is going to be. Oh, and we're getting started with more fall. That's fantastic. So we can do a slope jump to get out of this room. It's a bit tricky to do, but looks like Cestrion's pulled it off. And let's see what's behind the ship. We've got a missile expansion. This is not where Randomania is expecting us to get missiles, but it still allows us to have missiles anyway because we do not need the launcher to fire missiles. So it looks like what Cestrion's going to do is we're going to go to the Artifact Temple and collect some hints, and we'll see what the item in Artifact Temple is as well. Looks like Torvisbog is taking a very similar route, climbing up the landing site and heading over to the Artifact Temple. Now we're going to have a... Oh. Cestrion has decided to turn back. I didn't quite catch why. Looks like we've got an interesting lock on that door. To be completely honest with you, that's probably a result of the settings in this particular one. I'm not exactly sure what's going on there. But in lieu of getting the artifact temple item, we are seeing Cestrion go towards Root Cave. Probably going to see what's at the bottom of Root Cave in this... oh, no, we've got another lock there. Interesting. Huh, well, would you look at that? Let me see if I can figure out what all of those locks are about, and I will get back to you on that. But in the meantime, looks like we are checking out what is in Chozo. Really, can't say that word now, huh? We're checking out to see what's in Chozo Ruins, or Chozo Ruins, I suppose. There we go. Yep. So Cestrion's going to work on Chozo Ruins. And Torvisbog is going to find out that there is a very interesting log at the bottom of that. Let's see what that's all about. How interesting. Okay, so what do we have on top there? Oh, we've got Various suit on top of the half pipe at the beginning of Chozo Ruins, eh? That's very interesting. So Cestrion does have Morphball, which means that they can just go ahead and skip the boss in here if they want to. They don't even need Space Jump. Looks like they're probably not going to even be interested in activating that entire sequence just for a missile expansion, though. That seems like a waste of time. So instead, let us figure out what we've got going on near Hive Totem, yeah? All right, looks like Torvisbog is doing a decent job of trying to play catch up. They're not even going to... I don't think they're even going to attempt to see what is in the Morphball room. Instead, we've got our first artifact. Is Cestrion going to go for that right now? They might be able to do it with just Spring Ball, but it's going to be exceptionally difficult. Yeah, probably best to just come back when you have bombs. It's a good idea. All right, we get to see our... is to have our first acquisition, and there's bombs. That was a wise decision to wait for that. We get to go straight in here. Yes. No, my bad. We don't even get Spring Ball without bombs first, so you absolutely did need bombs to get that. Are they going to go back to the artifact? I believe we are going back to the artifact. I think that is an excellent decision. All right, and Torvisbog right behind, also getting bombs. Are they going to check for the second item and get their first E-Tank? Yes, they are. That's very good. Yes, Cestrion, remembering that we do have Spring Ball. Very good, very good. Yeah, this jump is a real pain to get. Might even be easier to, just follow along here. There you go. That's a very good option there. And we have got our first artifact, the Artifact of Truth. Very nice. In the meantime, it looks like Torvisbog has decided that they just want to continue on to the Hive Mecha. Is that what you call this? Oh, and we've got an accidental triggering of the cutscene. That's unfortunate. I can't quite make out what is inside the Hive Totem. I suppose we'll find out in a moment as Cestrion makes their way back to Hive Totem. All right, let's see how quickly Torvisbog can clear out this boss. If Cestrion gets this dash. Ooh, yes, and we got it. And we've got Boost Ball. Now, Boost Ball will allow us to get Vario Suit. We don't have Space Jump boots yet, but that Boost Ball will mean that we can just do it the vanilla way if you want. And Cestrion absolutely taking the lead here, managed to... is that it? Do we have some random doors on this seed? Is that what I see? Was that a plasma beam door? That very well may be it. That's interesting. Okay, well, I'm not finding anything in... I'm not finding anything in the notes for this particular match about random doors, but I suppose we'll all find out together what's going on. Okay, so Cestrion's figuring out what's in Vault. I was a bit busy looking at notes to actually see what was inside Vault. And we've got our Wave Buster. Really interesting. They actually went for it. Ah, I bet that's what's going on. We probably have some random doors, but we might, what actually is probably more likely is we have random locks. So this particular version not only has the super missile lock, it'll have the normal missile locks like you see in Metroid Prime, like normally, but it'll also have locks that have to be opened with each of the four beam combos. So you'll have a lock that has to be opened with the Wave Buster, or a lock that has to be opened with the Ice Spreader, for example. Okay, and Cestrion's doing quite well. Looks like Torvisbog made it through. They have got their boost ball. They are going to get their Wave Buster and are rolling right along behind Cestrion, probably less than a minute behind, I'd say. Cestrion's looking like they're going to clear what they can from Jozo Ruins for now. And interesting. Are you actually going to go for this? Ah, with Various and Grapple Beam, yes, of course. I'm just not used to people having it early. Now, again, remember for this particular seed, there are no Power Bomb expansions. So that wall behind Lava Pool there, that is going to be very difficult to open. You can't just randomly happen across Power Bomb expansion and open it up. Instead, you have to find main Power Bomb. Excellent. And Torvisbog right behind with the acquisition of the Wave Buster. Very good. Now, another important thing to note is that Torvisbog did not actually go back for the artifact, so they will eventually have to make that backtrack. This might be a good spot to do it, but it looks like they're not opting to. Oh, if only I knew what type of lock that was. I don't recognize that lock. It might be a super missile lock, but I'm just not sure. It did look like a missile lock, but it looked slightly different, and you were able to lock onto it like it's an enemy. I suppose that would be how they were able to do that combat visor lock right at the beginning with Space Jump first. Okay, now Cestrion is going back to find out what else is in this room. It looks like they have access to all three pickups in this room, not just the main one. And Torvisbog is actually slightly ahead of them here. Looks like so far we've got 2 missile expansions. Okay, so yeah, 2 missile expansions and an E-tank. That's not nothing, especially at the beginning of the game. But it's not fairly fantastic either. Ah, yes, and it looks like Torvisbog did accidentally trip the start to this boss fight. They're opting to go up here and check the remaining item. And if I recall correctly, yes, there is their second E-tank. That's going to be very nice. So that, in conjunction with the Varia suit, with, I believe it is 10% damage reduction, that's going to make going through and tanking some of these hits quite a bit more of a feasible option for them. Now, it is important to recognize in situations like this that your life total is a resource. That's something you learn playing basically any game where you have life. And it's important to realize that you can just blast through things taking damage. See, like Cestrion's doing right here. Don't even bother clearing out the ions. Just bruise straight through the beams. Do the best that you can. And they're having a bit of trouble making this jump. I don't blame them. All right. So it looks like Cestrion is going back through. I don't recall what they're missing through here. I'm not exactly sure what's going on. Is this just them trying to get back up to everything that's behind Vault? Suppose so. Nobody has Space Jump yet. Not having Space Jump is non-negligibly annoying, for sure. Very nice dash twice, Cestrion. Very good. All right. Torvisbog is going to check out everything back here. They're going to see that there's really not much to get. That's all right. Torvisbog has triggered a couple of cutscenes so far that they haven't want to trigger. Let's hope that they're able to not trigger this one either. That would be quite annoying. Very good, very good. All right, and we have our first foray into Magmor. We're going to have quite a few checks down here, especially with Varia's suit. There's not really going to be terribly much trouble navigating the first half of Magmor. And we're immediately faced with what looks like a bomb door. That's very interesting. Going to check what's at the end here. That is another bomb door. Okay. Still don't know what Torvisbog, that door that they just came across, still don't actually know what type of blast shield that is. It's very interesting. All right, let's see what this artifact is. Oh, get out of the way, Magmor. You can do it. There you go. Very nice. That is an E-Tank. Is that an E-Tank? That is not an E-Tank. That is Spider. Wow, incredible. All right, so our Morphball is really well loaded up at this point, with the exception of that one main power bombs, which again, that's the only power bomb pickup that we can get for the entire game. Unfortunate, we got caught by the Triclops there. Oh, we got caught by a second Triclops. Those things are quite annoying. All right, we've got 2 pickups that we can check here. I'm not actually sure if you can make it all the way up there, or at least not easily, and I didn't quite see what was inside there. But there's also a, if you go through this little section here all the way to the right, very good, there's a shortcut that you can get to that'll lead you to a storage cavern behind Triclops Pit. Let's see what's in there. It looks like Torvisbog has actually decided to take a slightly different route. They may be trying to go back to the artifact temple to get that item and their artifact hints. Oh, no, we're not going to artifact temple. We are going to the landing site. Well, the frigate crash site, my bad. Let's see what's in frigate crash site. Now, this jump is going to be not terrible, actually. It's not going to be terrible to do since you have grapple beam and you can just do it that way if you really want to. And I'm checking what we've got. Thank you for being so diligent in the tracking, Romulus. It looks like we didn't find anything of any substance in the storage behind Cyclops Pit. And unfortunately, nothing of any substance in the frigate crash site either. And there's really no way to progress where Torvisbog's at. I mean, they can... No, I don't think they actually can go check out the artifact temple. We haven't gotten anything that we can use to open that door. I'm not exactly sure what beam combo that is, but it certainly wasn't the bomb door that we've seen. See, like here, Cestrion's got another bomb door, and that wasn't what we saw outside Artifact Temple. Oh, and I missed what was underneath this bridge, but again, it doesn't really matter too terribly much since there's only one power bomb. There's only one power bomb item in the entire game. That has actually been a hindrance in a couple of places. We've seen that there have been a couple of checks that we need to isolate because we simply just don't have the power bombs required to progress. Okay, Torvisbog is climbing up the canyon here. Are we heading back to Root Cave? I think we are heading back to Root Cave. Ah, yes, this room right here that Cestrion's in. Spring Ball makes this trivially easy to get. You don't even need to do the bomb jumps and damage the blocks underneath. Excellent, and we are headed into Fendrana. Ah, yes. What is this lock? What is that lock that Torvisbog just encountered? Is that a super missile lock? I'm just not sure. And I got a missile lock at the beginning of Phendrana. That's fine. Cestrion opting to use a missile to shatter the first ice and charge shots for the latter ones. Didn't want to waste time charging up their first shot. That's respectable. And it looks like we are going to do this the vanilla method. I always get mixed up on which one is Ice Ruins East and Ice Ruins West. Okay, nothing behind the ice there. And it does appear that Torvisbog is not finding anything either. Okay, so at this point, we really have to wonder what our progression could be. It's possible that Artifact Temple was locked by a Wavebuster door, even though I don't remember exactly. If that was the case, though, then attempting to find Wave Beam would be nice. Oh, that was an unfortunate lock right there. Sorry about that, Cestrion. So it's not going to be this way. Perhaps we could try and make this jump up to the Ice Temple, but I don't think that's really going to work. Now, not having Space Jump is a really big deal at this point. It's possible that Space Jump is going to be what we're really looking for next. Now, where could Space Jump be? I don't believe we've gone to far Chozo yet, or at least mid Chozo. Past the what's that room called? The one with the tree right in the middle with the vertical climb where you need to open the lock to enter into Flagra. I don't remember the name of that room, but if we can make it there, then perhaps we might be able to check out what is behind all of that, heading towards the vanilla chart beam location, where there's going to be quite a few checks, actually. Assuming that there's no more random locks in the way, then we have several checks that we can make in mid-Chozo Ruins. So for that purpose, it looks like Torvisbog is actually headed that way now. So, oh no, looks like we actually might not be headed that way. Looks like they might be going towards Magmore. Interesting. Here we go. Okay, so we've got a check here that we can make. What is this? Looks like it's just a missile. That's all right. So if I were to place a bet, I would say that around where the charge beam is, there's several checks that we can make over there. We should possibly be headed down that direction. Ah, yes. Looks like Cestrion's actually just going to check this. Oh, no, they're not checking this the back way. Interesting. Okay. Upper Magmore is also a good call. Spider Ball does make this much, much easier. We don't have Gravity Suit. We don't have Space Jump. I believe it's possible to make this jump without Space Jump if you do an incredibly complicated dash off of the scan point for the Spider Ball track right there. But that is so difficult to pull off, and if you fall into the lava, you're going to really risk dying. So definitely a wise decision to just take it safe, use a Spider Ball track there, I think. All right, and it looks like we're actually not seeing too terribly much divergence, unfortunately. Torvisbog is behind by a few minutes at this point, I believe. We still don't have anyone checking mid-Chozo. Now, it's completely possible that there was a lock on a door that I missed, since there do seem to be just random locks and all sorts of things. All right, so what are we going to take a look at here? I'm not entirely sure what we're going to be looking at here. So, Magmore Workstation is this room, I believe, but we don't have Wave Beam and cannot open any of these gates. Ooh, these pirates are giving Cestrion a proper beating here. Now, what's past here? I did not see what that was, unfortunate. Looks like Cestrion's not going to go for it right now. Again, we just do not have Wave Beam. We're going to be hopping up here. Is this a checking out the back of Thardus play? No, don't tell me. Cestrion's not seriously going to go for Thardus right now, are they? Looks like we might just be doing a save warp. No, no, not a save warp, just a normal save. Okay. And looks like we are going to be checking out Thardis. Now, ooh, that is rough. It's entirely possible that I just missed something in Chozo Ruins, and that Thardis is really the only point of progression. Although there would have to be a fairly wide departure from standard settings, since standard settings require that you have at least thermal visor in order to tackle Thardis, and we just don't have anything right now. Ah, yes, quarantine monitor. How did I completely forget about this? Yeah, this is possible. Oh, what's that? Oh, that is an unfortunate fall. I am so sorry. Try not to trigger the fight. There we go. And we're back up. Let's try that again. Torvisbog checking out what was behind Triclops pit. Didn't even want to bother going to get it. And it's main power bombs. Finally, now we can go pick up several different items. Looks like Cestrion is actually opting to check that out. Oh, is that 99 power bombs? Sure, let's just fight Thardis solely by laying down 99 power bombs. That'll be interesting. Okay. Well, let's see how this goes. We're woefully underprepared for this fight, with the sole exception of that main power bomb drop right there, just providing an absolutely bonkers amount of power bombs. That's incredible. And with that find, I think that does put Cestrion firmly in the lead. That was wow. That was basically just as far as you could possibly go to look for progression. I think an excellent call to check out Thardis. All right, and now what we've got, let's roll towards us. Yes, come at me, please, Thardis. I love you for that. There we go. Roll around for me. Excellent. I knew that the settings would allow for maximum power bombs. I just didn't expect to receive 99 of them. That is absolutely incredible. All right, Thardis. Cestrion making quick work of Thardis despite not having plasma or even wave beam, really. Just your standard pea shooter and an insane number of power bombs. All right, let's see where Torvisbog is at. Torvisbog is going to take the elevator up towards Root Cave. Now, there was a blast shield on the door between Root Cave and the transport access. I think it was transport access C, but I don't really remember. So there is an item underneath the bridge in transport access. Let's see if this door right in front of Torvisbog is going to be blocked or not. And it is not blocked, but it is an ice door. That's unfortunate. Excellent. Thardis throws a fit. Cestrion shoves a power bomb down its throat, and we're all finished. Torvisbog just behind, and thunk. Favorite cutscene in the whole game. And what is on Thardis? It is nothing! Well, it's not nothing, but probably wasn't worth the effort. That being said, Cestrion was right here. It just got main power bombs, and it certainly wouldn't be worth it to backtrack in case later on there was something on Thardis. Okay, so main power bombs. What does that open up? That opens up the lava pool. Oh, we're checking to see if this is an actual ice door or not? No? Okay, that's fine. So it opens up the, I forget the name of that room exactly, but the lava pool, the one that opens up to training chamber, the, magma pool, I think that's it. Magma pool in Chozo Ruins. It opens that check up. But a little bit of a closer check it opens up is the little bridge right by the first entrance to Phendrana. Now that's going to take a little bit to reach. All right, and Cestrion is doing a warp to start to the ship. Let's see what this is all about. Now, something I hadn't really considered, but knowing that there are bomb doors, it's entirely possible that there are also power bomb doors. I don't know what those look like. It's possible that Cestrion's going to give us another look at Artifact Temple. I'm not completely sure. All right, they're going to go to Frigate Crash Site and see that there wasn't really much of anything of note there. That's all right. Oh, Torvisbog. Oh, I'm so sorry. Got trapped by the lava. Didn't have space jump to get out of it. That was incredibly unfortunate. How far back did we go from that? Not too terribly far back. It looks like they did do a safety save at the beginning of Magmoor Caverns. With a bit more knowledge of everything that's going on in Magmoor, I think that they're going to have a slightly easier time now that they don't have to make as many checks. All right, Cestrion realizing that there's nothing of note down in Frigate Crash Site. We are going to see Artifact Temple here, or at least an attempt at Artifact Temple. Let's get a very close look at what that door looks like so we can try and recognize those doors later on, yes. Very good, zooming right through those pointy enemy things. Ah, that is what that is. Interesting. So those yellow doors that we've been seeing, those are powerbomb doors. But it looks like there might be yet another type of blast shield past the powerbomb door that we weren't able to open. Now let's think. Knowing that what essentially looks like a missile lock shield, except with a yellowish circle in the middle, knowing that this is a powerbomb door, I believe there are quite a few places in Chozo Ruins actually where we did see these doors, and we weren't able to progress. Who's Torvisbog getting caught by that Triclops right there? Oh, no. Oh, caught twice. How unfortunate. There we go. Excellent job. So let's see what the rest of Chozo Ruins has to offer us. Are we going to see what is in Magma Pool, or are we not? Let us find out together. Now, I don't believe we have seen what is on Grapple Ledge in the entrance. Are we checking out Grapple Ledge now? No, probably not. I don't believe we've seen Grapple Ledge yet. And we certainly have not seen what's behind the stump, since we just simply do not have supers. Now, we could do a fairly complicated clip if you get into the, or at least a camera clip. If you get into the correct position, then you can kind of clip through, see what's going on there. But without space jump, positioning for that is going to be quite difficult. And we are going to see what's behind this wall. An excellent idea. Let's check it out. It is a missile. That's all right. There's plenty more checks to be done now that we have power bombs. Let's check on Torvisbog, see where they're at. We are... Looks like we're making quite a bit of progress. Looks like Torvisbog will eventually make their way over to Thardis. Now, they have quite a bit of potential time to save now that they're over here, if they decide to not go for Thardis, which they might do, given just how woefully under-equipped you are when you get there. So let's see if that ends up panning out or not. All right, Cestrion. Yes, that was correct. There was a powerbomb door that was preventing us from having access to a decent chunk of Chozo Ruins, actually. So my hypothesis of progression being in Central Chozo was just simply not even possible. Cestrion's play of going to the rear of Phendrana was, and I'm thinking about it, it was probably the only option. All right, let's go ahead and see what's on Charge Beam. We have 1, We have 1 check that we can do in this room. We have 2 checks that we can do in Dynamo. Since we do have Spider Ball, we can check Upper Dynamo if we want. It looks like Torvisbog might be having a bit of difficulty trying to figure out where progression is. There is... it's not exactly intuitive to attempt to go through Thardus the back way for sure. Let's see if they're able to make progression here. Just continuing to go forward, Torvis should eventually stumble across. Now, this might not necessarily be required here. I feel like it might have been... Oh, did we just see Space Jump? Oh, and Super Missile right next to it. Now, this jump would be very, very difficult to do without Space Jump. So having Space Jump and Super Missile in that order is quite fortunate for Cestrion. That is incredible. So Space Jump and Supers right next to each other. Space Jump being a major, major movement upgrade, not only going to allow for a lot more checks, but it's also going to make things that you could have technically reached, but would have had to do some calculated bomb jumping or slope jumps. It's going to make all of that stuff quite a bit easier, just like this check that Cestrion is doing right here. Now, this is a green shield that is Super Missile locked. Very good. So they really did need to find supers right there, and for supers, they really did need to find Space Jump. Now, it looks like that door has been changed to an ice door. We've seen a couple of different ice doors now, haven't we? Torvisbog continuing to make steady progression, going towards the back of Thardus. Huh. This seed really was not kind with the Space Jump placement. Many seeds will give you Space Jump right up front, but this one really wanted to hold it off until the last moment, didn't it? Oh, poor Cestrion, you only have 93 power bombs. Whatever will you do? And we're seeing what's in the stump, and it's an E-Tank. Interesting. We're heading back here. We still haven't acquired any beams, and we haven't acquired any visors either. All right. Yes, that slope jump is much easier to do. Very good. And there is a power bomb shield here. Normally that is a wave beam door, but that has been replaced. 2 power bomb shields in a row. They really wanted to make you have it, huh? Now we're in the Tower of Lights, also known as Tower of Progression. There are 2 items that are around here. There's one at the very top of the tower, which looks like Cestrion is going to get to first. And you could do this 2 different ways. You could do it the vanilla way, which is going to expend, I believe, 36 missiles, and have you watch an insane number of cutscenes. Or you could do what Cestrion's doing and just do a series of dashes to get to the top. I am personally all for the dashing method. It looks very nice. Ooh, it is quite difficult to do, though. Well, now that you're down here, do you want to just check what's behind tower? Not quite yet. All right. Torvisbog is taking an elevator. I didn't quite catch which elevator. I believe they were far enough to where they're taking the elevator to the back of Phendrana. Let's see if that is the case. And this is the back of Phendrana. So Torvisbog is going to see what's behind Thardus. And they're going to find main power bombs and be able to progress in the rest of Chozo Ruins. Let's see if Cestrion can get this dash. It is... Yeah, that was a very good one. It is quite difficult to handle. And all for a sad missile expansion. Very good. Torvisbog getting that on the first try. Going to get their main power bombs. Beautiful. And it looks like Torvisbog is not even bothering with the Thardus fight. They're just going to get out of here and go straight to Chozo. Now, there are reasons that Torvisbog would want to skip the Thardas fight. One being that they possibly know that they're behind, having to take some time to look at the map, and having a little bit of a sense of not exactly knowing where to go. Again, it's not very common that you have to sneak behind Thardas to get your power bombs. It's not very common to encounter so many blasted power bomb blast shields. So Torvisbog's probably just trying to take a gamble, saying, hey, I don't have any equipment. The only thing that I have is power bombs. Let's just continue along the path that I know exists and try not to have anything important on Thardas. Fortunately for them, this is going to work out quite well. Okay, so where are we at now? Cestrion has acquired several things. Looks like we are going to see what's at the bottom of Root Cave. Now, with this equipment, assuming there's no lock at the top of Root Cave that would prevent them from walking through the door, and assuming that there's no changing doors around funny business, then Cestrion could actually get the item that is in the Root Cave chamber as well, if they were willing to do a relatively easy out-of-bounds trick here. Let's see what's at the top of Root Cave. It is a missile expansion. Are they going to go for the trick? They do not need to. It is a super door. And that is a Metroid, not even going to bother with that. Unfortunate. We're not going to be getting this run verified quite yet. We can now open this power bomb door. Is it going to be Ice Beam down here? It is a Metroid. This is an Ice Beam door now. We cannot go through there. It is a very strange and quite frankly inconvenient place for that Ice Beam shield to be. Looks like we're going to have a bit of a high five here at Root Cave and Talon Canyon. Let's go. Very good. High five. Hello. Okay, so where are we going now? I believe that Artifact Temple is finally open. We were able to open the power bomb shield, but not the super door behind it. And now that you've got supers, you can actually open that up. But it looks like we are actually going back to the frigate crash site. I wonder what is going on back here. Perhaps there is a door change that I hadn't noticed the first time through. If I recall correctly, both Cestrion and Torvisbog have acquired this item here. Alright, so this is still an ice door. Oh, that is not an ice door. That is a bomb door. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That is a bomb door. Okay, so. No, we still don't actually, we don't have wave beam, so we're not able to activate any of the conduits inside of the frigate. So Cestrion is going to attempt to climb frigate. There are 1,000,001 ways to do this. Just go up. Do your best. Go up. Very good. Interestingly enough, this is also not an ice door, so we can get to see what this item is. And it is a Metroid. Congratulations. We have found quite a few Metroids, actually. And I believe that is because there are no power bomb expansions. So now we are able to go to the back of Chozo Ruins, assuming that there are no ice doors or other nonsense in the way. No, this way is the way that has the save station attached, because the developers didn't actually intend for you to be able to climb frigate like that. So yes, this is the door, and one side of this door has a missile shield and the other does not. Ah, but apparently it just didn't have a missile shield the entire time. That's fine. Oh boy, that is the flamethrower. Run is officially verified. Although, in this particular situation, it's possible that we could come across shields that would require the flamethrower to open, isn't it? All right, we are doing another warp to start. Again, no beams. We are short on beams. Where is our wave beam? Where is our ice beam? What are some options that we have for those items? Personally, I think that Phendrana might be the answer. Going up towards the Ice Temple would be an option. Going towards the Ice Ruins would also be an option. Let's see what our runners decide to do here. Now, Torvisbog is a bit behind here. They are making their way towards their own space jump and supers. But once we get space jump and supers, I mean, unless you count the flamethrower there, there's really not much that would separate the two other than positioning and dead checks. Now, another thing to notice is that we are over 40 minutes in, and we still have not had access to the Artifact Temple. We do not know where the remainder of our artifacts are. Now, under normal circumstances, there are usually 6 artifacts to collect. So the vanilla game has 12 artifacts. But in most situations, runners agree that they want to use 6 instead. It just makes the game flow a lot better. But since there have been so many changes to this particular preset, it's entirely possible that there are a different number of artifacts. Oh, Torvis, you can make it in. There you go. Excellent. Use those 95 power bombs. Very good. All right. Looks like Cestrion is making it through the front entrance to Magmore. Now, one might have thought if they were going to head to Phendrana from a warp to start, right? Then they might want to instead use the elevator. Ooh, that was a good hit from that Magmore. They might want to instead use the elevator at the bottom of Root Cave to get to Magmore, because that elevator spits you out basically right next to the Phendrana entrance. But remember that Randovania decided to put an ice beam door right there. So there really was no way to get that direction. So now we have to go all the way around. All right, let's see if Torvisbog can make this jump. It's non-negligibly difficult to do. You've got plenty of energy to do it, though. Excellent. Good job, Torvis. That was a difficult jump to make. And now you've been rewarded with first your space jump and now your supers. Navigation through the rest of the game is now going to be quite a bit easier for them. So Cestrion has spent a decent chunk of time going through and making sure that they don't isolate any checks. Let's see if Torvis decides to not even bother with any of that. I don't believe they have been to Phendrana at all yet, actually. Right, yep. That super door that we needed to open up. Very good. Excellent. Cestrion has found the second artifact. Torvisbog making a safety save here, maybe? Is this going to be a warp? It is going to be a safety save at the very least. Yeah, you can skip that cutscene for the save. Okay. Yep, it's just a safety save. They are not even bothering with going towards Upper Chozo. Oh no, either that or they're bothering with Flagra. Okay, they are not bothering with Flagra either. They're just going to be heading straight out. Meantime, Cestrion is up by... again, thanks to Romulus for doing the tracking here. Displays everything quite nicely. Cestrion is up by 1 flamethrower and 1 artifact. See if that ends up actually being relevant. Now, the artifact that Cestrion collected was, again, right next to the entrance to Chozo Ruins. By the entrance to Phendrana Drifts, my bad. So if Torvis decides to beeline it to Phendrana here, then they're going to make up a lot of time. And it looks like they're at the very least attempting to make this jump and bring themselves probably over to Magmor. Now, Torvisbog does have supers and spider. They could go through the back of Flagra and use a couple well-placed power bombs to kill the boss before the boss battle actually begins. Let's see if they decide to do this or not. Cestrion is headed up. They went through Ice Ruins, and they ended up finding their X-ray visor. How interesting. I wonder how relevant that's actually going to be. X-ray, like the thermal, not really being required for many things. So the only places where X-ray is really required is to deal damage to the elite pirates boss that normally guards Phazon. Nothing in there I didn't see. But if you don't have anything important on either elite pirate or either Omega pirate, my bad, or the item behind Omega pirate, then X-ray is basically just completely dead. All right, let's see what's going on. Looks like Torvisbog is indeed going for the Flagra checks here. Now, they have power bombs, which makes Flagra more or less of a cakewalk if they are able to pull off that strat properly. Nothing in Phendrana Canyon for Cestrion. It is quite nice to see this very interesting divergence here. Ooh, that was an unfortunate drop from Torvisbog's side. That was quite a bit of damage that Cestrion just took there. Now, not having any beams means that for combat, you really do need to spam missiles. Which does have some unfortunate side effects, like right there. The pirate troopers really will just completely blast into your face. And missiles are, of course, a consumable resource. That's quite unfortunate. Torvisbog making it to the top of the tower there. And Cestrion acquiring the Ice Spreader. We now have the locations for all three of the non-power combos without knowing where any of the beams are. We have still, almost 50 minutes in, we have still not encountered a single beam. That being said, there actually haven't really been many barriers by beams either. A lot of our barriers have instead been power bomb shields and super missile shields. That does look like it might be a plasma door, though. Oh, no, that's a bomb door. Never mind. It looks like Torvisbog is opting not to use the power bomb strat, but instead just using normal bombs to hit the triggers for Flagra before starting the battle. Now, if anyone's not really familiar with what Torvisbog is doing right here, the little channels that you have to go down in order to deal damage to Flagra, those are not proper bomb slots. Those are actually, if I recall correctly, they're sandstone blocks that are vulnerable to bombs and power bombs. And they're actual physical items that are dealt damage and destroyed. And there's a trigger on each of those items that deals a quarter of Flagra's health to it, and also triggers this little cutscene here that Torvisbog is seeing. But the problem is the cutscene that's triggered doesn't actually... Oh, there we go. That's an excellent idea, putting that power bomb there. The cutscene triggered doesn't really update the boss anything, except for dealing damage. Excellent, there we go. So what you were seeing there, that is the culmination of a couple of different things. We're seeing Flagra come to life, have all of its things, notice that it's immediately destroyed, and then immediately die. And we're going to pick up the item on Flagra, which is an E-Tank. Aha! Cestrion finally found Wave Beam deep in Pirate Labs. Now, how important is this Wave Beam even going to be? Not sure. We do need all four beams in order to defeat the Metroid Prime exoskeleton. And even to get to Metroid Prime exoskeleton, we at the very least need plasma. Or at least we would need plasma under normal circumstances. There you go, Torvisbog. Torvisbog doing the Sun Chamber reloading trick. All right, now let's see what's on the back half of Flagra. Is there anything at the top of the observatory? No, there is not. And that looks to be an ice spreader lock, maybe? Ice spreader lock for progression? Oh. Triggering this fight means that you do have to kill the space pirates in order to unlock this door. Alright, Torvisbog does have supers, which is going to make fighting these ghosts quite a bit easier. Let's hope that this is a worthwhile endeavor. Ooh, good hit. Alrighty. Cestrion is having to back out of labs due to finding that ice spreader door. Again, no ice beam means we cannot fire the ice spreader. But we do have wave beam. I'm not actually sure what wave beam allows us to progress with. It's entirely possible that Torvisbog is going to find some good progression here. I'm assuming that the ice beam would be a good option. Cestrion, you've already beat Thardis here, so you're just going through to head to the back of Phendrana, maybe. Unfortunate, Torvisbog finding that there's really no reason to do Flagra or the ghosts behind it, so that is about 5 minutes down. And yes, Cestrion is going to go to behind Thardis. Now, are we going to be attempting to go through the back half of Phendrana, checking to see if the ice beam door at the top of this elevator is still there? Nope, we're just going to be heading straight back down into Magmore. Torvisbog heading back down into Magmore as well. Let's see if they can find some of their beam combos and find that wave beam buried all the way in Pirate Labs. So it's entirely possible here that Cestrion's going to attempt to go through the mines. Let's see if that's what they end up deciding to do. They do have wave beam here, actually, so they can do this puzzle in Workstation. Ah, yes, just a definite I don't have time for you, eat a super. And it looks like they are indeed opting to do this puzzle. Now, Cestrion did peek this item earlier. I personally wasn't able to see what it was. Let's see if I can actually... Oh, it was Ice Beam. Okay. My apologies, everybody. I just now figured out how to pull up Twitch chat. Very good. Plasma. Plasma. Well, where is ice then? Where is ice? It's nice that we're finally collecting some of our beams, but like, dang, where's Ice Beam? It does indeed. It does indeed. All right, Cestrion, either, yes, we're doing a safety save here. Excellent. Torvisbog is going through the front of Phendrana now. They're going to find this artifact underneath where the artifact usually is. All right, Cestrion decided to do a warp to start, and they got their ammo refill. They were running quite low on ammunition. Are we finally going to see the artifact temple? Okay, so there was a missile lock first, and then there was what, a power bomb right here, and then a wave beam door. Incredible. We had to check this room 3 times. Calling vanilla Phazon suit, at this point, wouldn't even be surprised. Let's see what's on the artifact temple first. It's a missile. Okay, we get our hints. We are getting our hints, everybody. Finally, getting our hints. And let's check our hints here. Looks like there are 6 artifacts in total. Fungal Halls B, Biohazard Containment, Great Tree Chamber, and Elite Research. Who wants to take a trip to the Phazon Mines? Elite Research was that last one, Romulus. So we've got Fungal Hull B, Biohazard Containment, Great Tree Chamber, and Elite Research. Oh, this is beautiful. I hope everybody's ready for may not be here for a good time, but we're definitely here for a long time. Oh, that is beautiful. Okay, well, at this point, I do think that trying to head into Phazon Mines is probably going to be a good play. No Ice Beam. Oh, no Ice Beam. Where is that cursed Ice Beam? Good old Biohazard. Yes, indeed. All right. Cestrion climbing up Frigate Crash Site for the second time. Torvisbog is currently working on clearing out Phendrana, it looks like. Fortunately, having this power bomb is going to be very nice for opening all of these shields. Now, was there anything of note in Phendrana besides Wave Beam and X-Ray? I don't believe there are. Yeah, Elite Research. Oh, I believe Elite Research. I believe that is the boss, the Omega Pirate. Torvisbog finally finding their X-ray visor. Fortunately, it's not going to be very useful right now. Although, if we have required Omega Pirate, X-ray visor is going to be critical for that particular one. Oh, the Phazon Elite mini boss, that one. The one where you just kind of strafe around it and spam missiles. Well, Wave Buster lock for Parchozo? Oh, I must have missed that. Well, at least we, at least on Cestrion's side, we do have the ability to fire the Wave Buster, even though both runners actually have the item. Supers and X-Ray making quick work of this ghost. Looks like Torvisbog is headed towards Canyon. Vendrana Canyon, if I were... Yes, okay, so I did recognize that room correctly. They're going to find nothing of note here. Oof. Ooh, that was a scurry little critter right there. And we are headed back. Okay, so what is the play at this point? Secret tunnel for the fans, amazing. What is the play at this point? Farchozo, have we found anything in Farchozo quite yet? I don't believe so. Ooh, that was a clean entry into there, Cestrion. Very nice. All right, Torvisbog is making their way towards labs. They're going to find their wave beam. Found their ice spreader, very good. Still don't have that flamethrower, though. Hopefully that won't be relevant. It's okay. You don't have to make that jump. Just take the spider ball track. Nice. Wow, did you see that from Cestrion? That rapid targeting, amazing. Oh, and I would like to point out here, we are over an hour into the run, and we are just now getting to Zoid. Just now getting to Zoid. Hello, Zoid. I'm gonna dance around you for a while, I suppose. At this point, with all of this energy, and it's just a matter of just sitting here and waiting for the timer to run out. Oh, missile bouncing off the side of Zoid. That's unfortunate. All right, nothing behind Zoid. Let's see what's on Zoid. Torvisbog making their way through the frontal labs. While we get to watch this basically glorified Zoid cutscene. Especially with this much equipment, it really is just completely trivial. And we've got nothing on Zoid either. Well, oh well. All right, if my memory serves me correctly, Torvisbog is about to acquire their wave beam. And we've got a reset from Cestrion. They were quite deep in there. Didn't really find anything worthwhile. It's perfectly fine. If I recall correctly, their last save wasn't actually that far away. Oh, maybe it was that far away. We hadn't actually lost anything on Cestrion's side as far as items go, have we? I don't believe so. No, we've still got plasma. Okay, yeah, Cestrion's fine. All right. Torvisbog's going to head through here, realizing they're not going to be able to go through, and then eventually turn back. Cestrion's going to climb to the top of the spider ball track and have this bomb door. Oh, it was a bomb door the entire time, huh? It was a bomb door the entire time. Would you look at that? Great. Well, that gives us access to a decent chunk of Far Vendrana, actually. And we're going to get to the other half of labs by going through the back. These ice doors have been replaced by bomb doors. Thank you. Let's see what is on thermal visor. What is that? Oof, I didn't see quite clearly. Looks like Cestrion's not really going to care about it, though. Maybe it was an E-Tank or a Metroid. And I do believe there are a couple of checks still left to be done. If I recall correctly, we were not able to make it to the very top of labs. So we're going to have to go the back way. Nice dodge on Cestrion's side from that ice beetle. Incredible. And kind of a bit awkward that there was a bomb door with all of those boxes above it. Kind of had to get themselves stuck and bomb themselves out. Torvisbog appears to be opting to not do the dash and instead is doing the vanilla method. Alright, yeah, there's nothing in the back of labs. That's unfortunate. Or at least nothing in the back of labs that we can get to. I believe that control tower was locked, but I wasn't exactly sure what the lock was. No matter. We get to see what's in the rear of Phendrana, assuming no funny lock business. Ooh, that shield to me really does look green until you get into Morphball form and realize it's yellow. How interesting. Alright. The Metroid that should not be. Nice fat charge shot. Charge plasma shot. Let's go. There we go. We are going all the way to Phendrana's Edge. I suppose we do have the power bombs required to... Oh, wave beam door, but we have wave beam. That's great. Okay. Suppose we do have the power bomb required to get the artifact spot that's normally on top of this place. And there shouldn't be anything preventing us from getting the item that's normally a power bomb expansion all the way at the top. Taking advantage of having grapple, very nice. Perhaps not as fast as doing all of the fancy dashes, but certainly more consistent. And it's a wave door instead of a plasma door, that's fine, and it's another Metroid. All of those missing powerbomb expansions really coming to play as Metroids for sure. Looks like Torvisbog is taking a save or a warp from the top of the observatory in labs, deciding there wasn't really anything worth messing about with, and warped all the way to the back. But fortunately, Torvis has wave beam now, so they can go and get their artifact hints and realize that they're going to be here for a while. Very nice hit there. And we're going to see, I believe this is where gravity normally is. Yeah, this is where gravity normally is. There's 2 checks that you can do in this room. Or at least in the upcoming room. Okay, that has to be a super missile lock. Okay, very good. Alright, 2 checks. Gravity suit is... Oh, where is it? Oh man, visibility is so low. Gravity suit is Phazon suit. Beautiful. We do not have to have a hunt for that at the end of the game. So while Cestrion does have to figure out how to get out of here without gravity, probably doing some slope jumps. Yes, excellent, Romulus. Thank you for the reminder. We've got 4 artifacts we need to get at this point. Both runners have 2 of the exact same artifacts. The 4 that both runners are missing are Fungal Hall B, all the way deep in Phazon Mines. Biohazard Containment. We've got the Great Tree Chamber, all the way in the back of Talon Overworld, behind the frigate. And we've also got Elite Research. Cestrion still working on getting out of the gravity suit chamber. This is not easy, especially since the developers of the game knew that you would have space jump going into this room without gravity suit and expected you to only leave once you acquired the item. Oof, that was really close. It's really just a matter of finding the correct slope. But as you can see, the walls are quite sheer. It's not easy to find a good spot to slope off of. Oh, quite close from Cestrion. Oh, man. You're getting there, May. You can do it. All right. Torvisbog electing to see what's at the top of Root Cave here. Having X-Ray does mean that they can't just do this the vanilla way and just look at the platforms like they are normally. There we go. Alrighty. And if I recall correctly, there wasn't actually anything at the top of Root Cave. Yeah, our plasma beam is in the back of Magmore. Yeah, that's a Notroid. That is a Notroid. Wow, the texture for Notroid almost perfectly blending into the background there. Cestrion's still working on getting out of the gravity chamber. Possibly giving Torvisbog a bit of a chance to catch up here. Now, if Torvisbog is able to make it all the way to the back of Phendrana, or rather, the back of Magmore, then they can acquire their plasma beam. Ah, yes! Okay, Cestrion making some good progress with getting out, I think. Getting very close indeed, and that's it. Excellent job. Now we've just got one more jump to make, I think. If I recall correctly, this jump is going to be a bit easier than the others. So with the thing with this floaty underwater physics is your first slope jump is going to gain you some massive height, but your second slope jump is going to gain you almost no height at all. Ah, yes, excellent job, Cestrion. You are out of gravity chamber. Was there anything at the top of gravity chamber? I don't recall being able to look. Probably not. Cestrion probably already figured it out. Alright, that Phazon suit. Not going to be useful right now, but it certainly makes for a lot of time savings later on, for sure. Interesting to note that Cestrion has fired off 13 power bombs, while Torvisbog has only fired off 8. Alright, let's get out of here. So, from going into Far Phendrana, we have found really just Phazon suit, yes? Does that even allow us to do anything? Not particularly. There's not really many checks that require Phazon suit. And certainly no checks that are just going to straight up block progression. So, I don't know. At this point, is going into the back of mines via Magmore the play? think that that might be what I would look at if I were in Cestrion's position. But it's also possible that I'm forgetting something that Cestrion hasn't forgotten. Let's just see what happens here. Looks like Cestrion is absolutely going to be just getting out of Phendrana. Meanwhile, Torvisbog is making their way back through Magmore again. I do want to take a second and just appreciate how convoluted the route, the expected route through this seed has been so far. We were expected to go all the way to Thardis with no equipment, essentially. Sneak behind Thardis, grab the power bombs, use the power bombs to get supers and space jump from Chozo Ruins. Oh, that was an unfortunate hit from Torvis. Then use those items to go get Wave from Labs. And then use Wave to go basically all the way back to Thardis the back way and go grab Plasma. This has been wow, that is a route. That is definitely a route that could exist inside of Metroid Prime, the video game. Torvisbog electing to not open up that bridge, even though they possess power bombs. They probably peeked the item and didn't want it. It's one of the lingering questions that I've had. All right. That's true. Gravity is logically required. We genuinely just... Where's gravity? Where's ice? Don't know. So at this point, is it really ice go mode? I think it might be Ice Beam Go mode. Let's see, our artifacts are located Fungal Hall B, which we should have all the equipment we need to get to Fungal Hall B at this point. We need Biohazard Containment, which should also be fine. We've got Great Tree Chamber. Great Tree Chamber might require ice to get to, depending on if the game has shuffled around any of those doors. And then Elite Research might also require ice. I really do think at this point it's just hunting around Phazon Mines looking for that cursed ice beam. Cestrion trying to get the Elite Pirate skip jump here, and they managed to be successful. They're not going to have to fight any of those ice pirates without the ice beam. Holy. Now, I think I believe off the top of my head that several shields are going to have to be changed color. Okay, let's see what's in Vent Shaft. It is... What was that? Was that just a missile? I think that was just a missile. Interesting. Is Torvisbog going for the plasma processing play? No, that's all right. Well, I don't think we actually got to see what this is. Now, in the vanilla game, this is Ice Beam locked, but we've seen all sorts of doors change colors, so it's completely possible that there is no Ice Beam lock at the top of this. Let's find out. Pushing up the ceiling will reveal the color of the door underneath. It's also possible that it's just visible on the map in the top right corner. I just am not able to see something that small. Oh, just barely missing. I don't think that was a white door. Oh, barely missing again. Oh, that was a big fall. In the meantime, Cestrion is heading up. Looks like they are going quite a bit up, actually. I'm going to the top of Phazon Mines. Gotta clear out a few checks that way, I suppose. But this plasma processing check is going to be definitely the exciting one. If Ice Beam is on plasma processing, Cestrion skipped over that. They skipped over that. Yeah, they had the equipment to check this. When they were going to get plasma and just elected not to, and they've passed by this a couple of times. This might not be something that's on Cestrion's radar right now. If Torvisbog is able to get this, and they're just doing it the vanilla way, I suppose. There is a second slope jump here that is quite a bit easier than just jumping directly to the platform. But looks like Torvis is just not electing to go that route. But if Torvis goes all the way through, it is incredibly long. I personally think it might have even been better to just try the second slope jump. Yeah, you would have jumped on these little thingies, I believe. If Torvis finds this check, and this check is Ice Beam, then they're going to have possibly a pretty decent advantage. Now, I believe that Torvis does have Wave Beam at this point. I'm going to have to verify that once they're out of this Morphball puzzle. All right. Oh, wow, look at that. There's gravity. Cestrion found gravity at the top of Elite Research. Which means that the artifact on this pirate is vanilla. Vanilla artifact. Look at that. Oh, unfortunate. Well, the hunt for ice continues. Cestrion opting not to do the missile spam method here because they're, quite frankly, running kind of low on missiles. Very good. Artifact. Opting not to use the X-ray visor on these invisible pirates either. That's perfectly fine. They all die just the same. So I believe we can do every check in Upper Mines at this point. Going to check out what Vanilla Flamethrower is. Torvisbog working on getting their plasma. Excellent. Where is this Ice Beam? Where is this Ice Beam? It has to be in Mines, doesn't it? Wow, Cestrion just being an absolute beast and taking on both waves of pirates at the same time. I think you are correct in that was the vanilla artifact. Although this is going to be a bit taboo, but I actually don't know the names of any of the artifacts off the top of my head. I know the locations of them, but I don't know which one goes where. No, that's false. I know that the artifact of Newborn is in the Phazon mining tunnel. I think Warrior is Warrior. Oh, Flamethrower was not Troid. I think Warrior is. No, I don't remember. I do not remember. Okay. Yep, you spawned on the opposite side. Let's go ahead and check what is in here. Where is Ice Beam? Hello, Ice Beam. Where is Ice Beam? That's not Ice Beam. All right. Torvisbog is electing to go to Farfendrana. If I recall correctly, the only thing of value that they're going to find up here is Phazon Suit. Torvisbog still probably a good 3 to 5 minutes behind at this point. But really, it's just a matter of who finds Ice Beam first. It's entirely possible that Torvisbog will take a slightly different route than Cestrion and manage to stumble across Ice Beam first, in which case they'd have a relatively decent advantage, actually. Ah, yes, well, you already set off the pirates, may as well take them down here. Very good. So it looks like we are headed back out the entrance to Phazon Mines, up into far Talon Overworld. And Cestrion is going to do a couple of checks up here. Acquire the artifact in Great Tree Chamber, and maybe check out Life Growth. Assuming there are no pesky ice locks in the way. There we go. Flamethrower locked down. Flamethrower door. I laugh at all of those people that say that the flamethrower is validation. We had a flamethrower door. It was actually required, I think. I think flamethrower was actually required. Unless you wanted to try your luck and go through frigate. Very good. Great Tree Chamber. Let's get our 4th artifact, which means that Cestrion is missing 2 artifacts. The artifacts that are missing are Fungal Hall B, and they are also missing... Oh, our tracker Romulus threw it in chat. Let me see if I can find it again. Biohazard Containment. Alright, let's see what Life Growth has to offer. There are 1, 2, 3 checks to be done. Very nice bomb jump, Cestrion. Very nice. Okay, check 1 was nothing, check 2 was nothing. And check 3... also nothing. How interesting. Yeah, I would be a bit frustrated by that too. Where is Ice Beam? Oh no, don't tell me we have to go through Frigate. Can we even go through Frigate? Cestrion coming very close. Torvisbog having a safety save here, I'm presuming, before going to get gravity. No, they are checking out Arkandrana. Right, because the cave that has the save station on it is... the cave that has the save station on it is not the same as the cave that has the entrance to gravity beam on it. Gravity suit on it. I scream, you scream, we all scream for Ice Beam. Indeed. Oh, where is it? Cestrion having to navigate this finicky tunnel. For anyone at home who hasn't played all the way through this game and navigated that tunnel on their own, it is a finicky tunnel. Alright. We're seeing it. Cestrion's doing frigate backwards. Let's go. You've got gravity suit. You've got wave beam. Let's just see how far you've got to get through it. At the end of this, Cestrion's probably going to have 130 missiles Well, they have 115 now. Maybe they'll have even more than that. All right. Come on, Torvisbog. Let's go get that Phazon suit, yes? Looks like they are working on it. Alrighty, we've got a super door here. One more check here. Let's see if this is Ice Beam. It is not. It is the artifact. Ah, right. This is the biohazard containment artifact. My bad. So I guess we did have to do Frigate backwards anyway, didn't we? Well, may as well continue on. See if... Ooh, Wave Buster door. Very nice. May as well continue on. See if the Ice Beam is somewhere around here. So I believe that brings Cestrion's artifact count up to 5. And the only thing they're missing is Fungal Hall B. There is a save station right here so that they can do a save warp if they want. I do believe that there isn't really anything to check past here. Yeah, they're doing a save warp. Nothing in cargo freight lift, no. Cestrion opting to enter the ship again so that they can get full missiles. We've been burning through a lot of missiles in this run. That is, usually you don't need any more than like 30 missiles. But with all of the beam combo doors that we've seen. Oh. ISIS on Chica? Oh, man. What we could see... Oh... No. Ice could be on Omega Pirate. Maybe I shouldn't have said that out loud. Maybe I should not have said that out loud. But it looks like we do have a couple of other checks. Has anyone checked the stump yet? We have checked the stump yet, have we? I believe we've checked the stump. We have to have checked the stump. Yeah, we've checked the stump. Have we checked grapple ledge? We've checked grapple ledge too, right? Just making sure. We're running out of places for this ice beam to be. We are really running out. All right. Cestrion making their way through Magmore caverns for what, the 4th time at this point? All right, so let's see what else we are missing. I'm pretty sure Cestrion has cleared out most of Magmore caverns. Not 100% sure what this... Oh, you know what we're missing? We are missing Ice Temple, everybody. We are missing Ice Temple. We have not yet seen Ice Temple. Oh, wow. I did, that really was a blink and you'll miss it Phazon suit from Torvis, wasn't it? Making quick work of that gravity chamber, really getting that out. And unfortunately, I did blink. All right, so let's see. Cestrion had 2 artifacts going into it, going into getting whatever it, going into getting hints. They acquired biohazard containment. They acquired Great Tree Chamber. They acquired elite research. I believe that Cestrion is actually on 5 artifacts at this point. I think the only one that they're missing is Fungal Hull B. Ah, yes. And we are actually making the Ice Temple play. You can get every single item in and around Ice Temple. Are they actually making Ice Temple play? Did I miss it? I think this is Ice Temple. Let's go. Yeah, this is Ice Temple. So there are 2 items that can be checked here. Yes, Romulus. Cestrion is at 5 artifacts. The only artifact that they're missing at this point is the artifact at Fungal Hull B. No worries. So let's see what is underneath the statue, and then we get to see what is on the Shiggoth. Missile here. Where is this ice beam? Where could it be? Very clean execution from Cestrion on getting that difficult difficult pillar breaking down. Oh. Yeah. I would be pretty tilted in that situation too. There the entire time. Just the one spot that nobody thought to check. Ice Temple. All the way in the back of Ice Temple. Amazing. Yeah, so I can't believe it. Ice all the way back. All the way in the back of the temple. Not even plasma locked. Just, casually just get space jump, come back here, get ice, and that unlocks the entire game. We have been working around so many ice doors as well, and they're not necessarily even like they're not even necessarily like blocking off parts of the map. They're just making it really inconvenient to get around. Okay, well, Cestrion acquiring Ice Beam now has every major upgrade except for Thermal. So at this point, they can just beeline it straight to the last artifact and should be able to clean off the seed fairly easily from here. Thermal on Omega Pyrite. That would let's just yeah, let's not do that then. Let's definitely not do Omega Pirate if Thermal's on it. We really have gotten a decent chunk of items though. Plenty of Metroids. Cestrion's sitting at almost 150 missiles at this point. 120 missiles maybe? My bad. 120 missiles. Okay. Still, that's over half the missiles in the whole game. Not over half. Very close to half the missiles in the whole game. So yeah, at this point, Cestrion's just gonna beeline it straight to Fungal Hull B. Doesn't even matter. Take as much damage as you want. Run through that lava. That's perfectly fine. Just boost all the way through. You know exactly what you need to do. Yeah, this does not matter. None of this matters anymore. Torvisbog, I hope that you're able to find that ice beam, mate. That's quite a bit of a ways away. So important to note that Torvisbog actually doesn't have flamethrower. Which, if we remember, there was a flamethrower lock barring you from getting the artifact in Great Tree Chamber, unless you wanted to go through frigates. But Torvisbog doesn't have Gravity Suit either, since Gravity Suit was at the top of Phazon Mines. So Torvisbog does not just need to find Ice Beam here. They really need to find Ice Beam, and if they want to do it the quick way, Flamethrower, which I don't exactly remember what Flamethrower was. It's been it's been an hour, over an hour, since we've gotten Flamethrower on Cestrion's side. But they need to find either Flamethrower to do it the quick way, or they need to find Gravity Suit to do it the slow way. But yeah, Cestrion knows exactly what they're doing. Heading over to Fungal Hall B, going to get that artifact. Maybe even do a save warp. I would probably do a save warp to get out of there. So if I'm in Torvis's position, what would I do here? Well, hopefully Torvis is on the way to go get Ice Beam. But we don't actually know what they're doing. Ice Beam being in logic for that long, just wow, this seed, mate, this seed. Alright. Cestrion trying to get the Elite Pirate skip twice in a row. Can they do it? Very nice, very clean, excellent. None of this matters anymore. None of it matters. Just go straight to Fungal Hall B. Oh wow, Torvis being completely bullied by these turrets, getting knocked into the lava multiple times. Fortunately, they've collected some E-tanks and can just fight these things while drenched in lava. That was a lot. That was some proper bullying right there. Torvis not even opting to get that item. Interesting. Have they been this way before? I think they have. Yeah, because I think they checked what was in Canyon. So it's possible that they already acquired that item and just didn't want to bother checking it again. Alright, well we are seeing... yeah, it's probably not much of a reason to disable the turrets. But we are going to see a lot of mines. I'm going to have to go through a proper gauntlet to get all the way to that last artifact. Oof! Cestrion's frames, are you doing okay? There we go. Oh, you've got a good point. There's Ice Beam lock there, so we actually did need that Ice Beam. Fortunately for Torvis, looks like they are going the proper way, and they will find their Ice Beam here. So, Torvis doesn't have nearly the same number of missiles that Cestrion has, but it seems like it's entirely possible that they may be able to play a bit of catch-up here. So if Torvis is able to get... Yep, they're going up. They're going to get their Ice Beam here. Once Torvis gets their Ice Beam, then all they really need is Flamethrower. But they should also just be able to straight up go down to the mines right away, I believe. Oh, did I miss an Ice Spreader door? Amazing. So that makes what? All three of the non-vanilla beam combos required. Of the non-power beam combos required. Ice Spreader door. Let's see it in action. Nice. These Hunter Metroids are so much easier with the Ice Beam. They take, like, what, 3 charged plasma shots? But 1 Ice Beam does the trick. Okay. Let's swing on through Fungal Hall A. Oh, yeah, Front Frigate. Front Frigate is nice, but if you really want to do Front Frigate to skip that Flamethrower lock, then A, you're counting on there not being another Flamethrower lock somewhere in Frigate, or at least the first half of Frigate. And B, you also really need to find that gravity suit, which Torvisbog does not currently have. I guess you don't technically need gravity suit. I mean, who needs gravity suit? But it's kind of tricky. Now, I'm not sure what Cestrion's doing here. There's not an artifact here. Oh, they just wanted to get thermal, eh? Okay. Well, that's fine. Save yourself a little bit of trouble with going through Metroid Prime. Okay. Cestrion just not giving any cares to these Metroids. Just wants their artifact. Let's get out of here. Let's go. Cestrion officially fully powered up. All 6 artifacts, every single item. Including thermal, for what it's worth. It is time to beat the game. We've got Torvis on the other side. They acquired their Ice Beam. They're doing all right. But probably not really sure what to do at this point from their end. I believe they technically have everything that they need except for either Flamethrower or Gravity. Flamethrower, if I recall correctly, was way at the start, though. Way in the beginning of Chozo Ruins. And they're quite a bit of ways away from that. They're basically an entire world away. Cestrion's still working on acquiring items. I'm not exactly certain why. I suppose it doesn't hurt. Do they recognize that they've got a decent time lead here and are okay with... No, they wouldn't recognize that. Perhaps they're just wanting to give themselves the best chance that they can. Very good. All right. So at this point, there's probably not much of a chance that Torvis has to catch up. I'd say that barring an incredible unfortunate of death or something, or a series of deaths really from Cestrion's side, that Cestrion probably has this game wrapped up. Yeah, they have every single major upgrade in the game. There's not a single barrier that they could come across that would reasonably prevent them from snatching the win here. Torvisbog is going through labs again. Is there any benefit to doing this? Suppose there are a couple of checks that they could look at, and they don't know where Flamethrower is. That being said, though, if I were in Torvis's situation, knowing that I had Ice Beam, which is the big thing that's been keeping us from doing a lot of stuff, I personally might start looking for artifacts at this point. Cestrion's just deciding to wait out the boring part of the Meta Ridley fight. Yes, Dust Cloud. Very good. Looks like Cestrion did use the good tech there to skip basically the first half of this fight. Alright. So I suppose the only real thing that's left with this particular seed is if there's any funny business to be happening in the impact crater. Excellent super missile from Cestrion's side. Very good. And we've got our ice spreader door on Torvisbog's side. Nice. Okay, Meta Ridley is down. We're just waiting to see if there's anything besides plasma doors. Torvisbog's going to show us what's at the top of the tower. Although I suppose since Cestrion has all of the major upgrades, it's not really going to be anything, is it? Oof, oof, oof. There you go. Okay. That is not a kind jump to make for sure. Yeah, Cestrion taking advantage of their 99 power bombs. Romulus, no. Torvis hasn't gotten any artifacts since acquiring their hints. Alright, so Cestrion is opting not to do Exo Skip. Yeah, Control Tower was ice locked on both sides. I do, considering that actually, it probably wouldn't have been an unreasonable assumption to think that either Flamethrower or Gravity might be up there. Suppose Flamethrower was just kind of given to us for free at the beginning. Cestrion trying to manipulate Metroid Prime's AI into just doing the melee attack. Being somewhat successful on that. Torvisbog is leaving. They are leaving labs. At this point, they are in the back of Magmor Caverns. They could try going through Phazon Mines and cleaning that out, especially with all of their beams. Oh, we get to see Ice Spreader on Metroid Prime. That's one of the benefits of having these settings, isn't it? Nice hit. We're going to see another Ice Spreader? I think so. All right. So, Cestrion slowly but surely working on Metroid Prime. And we've got Torvisbog, who appears to be heading into the phase on mines. Yes, there we go. So it's possible that Torvisbog is going to try and work on getting that Fungal Hall B artifact, even though they're going to have to do a pretty respectable loop, actually, and falling down certainly didn't help that. Still got plenty of the Metroid Prime boss to get through, though. Oh, Cestrion took damage during the cutscene. This may or may not be common knowledge in the Metroid Prime community, but it is actually possible to both take damage during the Metroid Prime cutscenes and actually die as a result of it. So yes, you can die in a cutscene in this particular battle. It's not a fun thing to happen. Now, Cestrion's very close to full health, so probably not going to see that. Yeah, sure. That power trooper can just zoom across the map. Oh, we've got another fall on Torvisbog's side. That's unfortunate. Okay, Exo is complete. Now we've just got the final battle to worry about. So we've got infinite power bombs, we've got plenty of health, we've got every single major upgrade in the game. I sincerely doubt that there's going to be any real resistance to finishing up Metroid Prime for sure. Cestrion using the classic method of just dipping yourself in and out of the pool to deal some extra damage. I read an article once about how exactly this works, but I've since forgotten a lot of the details. Interestingly enough, getting an immediate respawn on that pool, that's... Did I miss something? Maybe I missed something on that. Ooh, Torvisbog trying to get that jump, but missing and having to just unload a flurry of missiles into that elite pirate space, which is going to actually unlock those ice pirates as well. At least they have Ice Beam, though. Cestrion came through here twice and didn't have Ice Beam. Oh, that's very nice to know. Thank you. So, according to Twitch chat, it looks like you can cancel Metroid Prime's attack if you interrupted us at a correct point, I'm assuming, and go through the... Oof. Good hit. Going through the attack phase. Going through the cycle faster. Wow, Metroid Prime is really close. That is uncomfortably close. I would have nightmares doing that. I would not like that at all. Back off. Thank you. Thank you. Back off. Back off. Back off. Back off. Back off. And it looks like we will see just one more cycle, I think. Incredible. We have our fourth pool immediately. But Metroid Prime being right above us again. And that is time. Alright, well, we've got time here. We have our winner in Cestrion. Excellent job. This was a Wow, this was an incredible seed. Oh, give me just one moment. Pardon me.
Hello, hello. Seems like someone is away. Wait, I'm gonna look at Twitch chat. Give me one moment.
Alrighty. My apologies.
Hello!
Cestrion, can you hear me here?
Yes, I can.
Excellent. So, first off, that ice team location, how does that make you feel, man?
That one felt really bad. I
Yeah.
could have gotten that so early, like right after the space jump, basically. But I was like, yeah, I'm gonna check Chapel when I got plasma. Then I went through labs, got wave beam, and was like, well, I can actually go through labs, and then no, actually I couldn't. But I was like, maybe I should go like to Farfen and Mines that direction because it was the most dense area. And then I completely forgot about that. So yeah, it was unfortunate.
It was pretty far out of the way, wasn't it? And it was basically the last thing that you could have checked.
There was still plasma processing and planned, so I was like, I'm gonna start with the lesser of two evils.
Yeah, plasma processing. That was interesting. There actually was a point in the race where uh, if ice had been at plasma processing, then Torvisbog could have certainly jumped pretty far up, possibly even caught up all of the way. That was quite an interesting moment to watch for sure.
I see. Yeah.
So,
It was funny though because the Dollar render wasn't really that much of a Dollar render. It was like, hey, there's a bunch of blue doors, and sometimes it's my supers or sometimes it's power bombs, but there were rarely, or not that many, beam doors. I think I only saw like, okay, in mines, in lower mines, were like 3 or 2 ice spreader doors, and then we had like one flamethrower door, which was actually really good that I got flamethrower there, so I could like clean up that part.
yeah,
Um,
no kidding. Everyone always says that flamethrowers were validation only, but you really did need it at that point. Otherwise, you would have had a really terrible time going through Frigate the front way.
yeah,
So yeah, not a lot of beam doors for sure. But when you put the beams so far back in the seed, like we were, what, an hour in and still hadn't found any beams.
yeah, it was kind of worrying, but I mean, I saw plasma beam relatively early. I mean, like 30 minutes in, I think. Um,
Right, but it was wave locked.
but it was wave locked and thermal locked. It's actually funny that thermal was in PMT because it meant that you had to go get a gravity suit in Elite Research to go all the way back to Fenn to get Phazon suit and gravity chamber to go all the way back. Uh, go to do lower mines and PMT to then get
Boy, boy.
first the plasma beam.
And that's on top of all of the power bomb behind Thardus nonsense.
Yeah. uh, also, Torvis did do in DNF, so maybe we can get him in here as well.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I'm not exactly sure how to invite them, but
You can either just send him the invite link, or I think he should get an invite link if you mark him as forfeit. it should be an option.
Thank you, I appreciate that. This is my first time commentating solo.
Yeah, no problem. I was there too.
Yeah, that's completely fair. So while we're waiting for everything to go through on the technical side and for Torvis to come in the room, how are you feeling in total? Like, this was a 2-hour seed. It's a pretty hefty seed. You need a chance to rest after that?
Probably a little bit, but I had way worse door randos. I had like one that went like 3 hours and 30 minutes. So it can get really bad, really fast. But this one was quite tame, actually.
I suppose I hadn't considered that. I didn't even know that this was a door rando to start out with. I didn't see it in the notes for the run. But the second that really what tipped me off was using your combat visor to do the space jump first. That was,
yeah.
And I was thinking, wait, why aren't they going to the next room to lock onto the seedling if they're going to be using the combat visor?
Yeah, it's some little neat quirk there if you have a missile door there. Or like, I think any missile door or missile related door works. I'm not sure though.
I'm not completely certain myself either. I think what happened, I think what I may have noticed is any missile door that was in a spot to where it wouldn't normally be was able to be locked onto, but any missile door that was in a spot where it normally was, they just used the existing door, which wasn't able to be locked onto. I don't know if I'm completely right on that, though.
Hello, Torvis. GG's. Can you hear us?
Thank you. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Well played, Torvis. That was a fun seed, wasn't it?
That's one word for it. Yeah.
No kidding. How you feel about?
Like, yeah. Go ahead.
I asked Cestrion this too, but how are you feeling about Ice Beam being all the way in the back of the Ice Temple?
Oh goodness. I had some problems with Fendrana in general. So having it there, I was like, okay, finally I can go do something. Because I was blocking like all of late Chozo and late Fendrana and mines. So
yeah, you really did need to find it, and I think that I noticed that at the end, after you found Ice Beam, you were seemingly looking for possibly Flamethrower, and I noticed that you went up to labs again and went back up to the control tower. And while that didn't pan out for you this particular time, I think that was an excellent move to make, noticing that control tower was locked by ice on both sides.
I was actually looking for Gravity Suit, but yeah.
Oh, Gravity Suit was rude. It was an elite research. The room with the laser spinner in mines.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gravity Suit was behind the laser spinner, and the artifact was at the bottom of the room behind the Phazon Pirate.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Just what an incredibly insulting speed. You had to go all the way across the map multiple times.
Yeah, it expected you to get that gravity suit to go all the way back to get Phazon suit and gravity chamber, to then go all the way back into lower mines to get thermal and PMT. Then you can grab plasma beam and workstation. That was really awful.
That's terrible.
It's a terrible logic chain.
I will commend you, Torvisbog, on your slope jumping in Gravity Chamber. That was pretty impressive. I turned away to handle a Discord message for the tournament, and in the time it took me to open up my browser window, type my message, and close that in, you had gotten Phazon suit and gotten out.
Yeah, I struggled with it really bad. I didn't do that much.
It's a very difficult jump to make for sure. Those underwater slope jumps are just nasty sometimes.
Yeah, it's something that I rarely do, and specifically that room, so I'm not that practiced on that. But I got it. I'm actually proud that I got it because I didn't want to go all the way back there.
I was
No
very
kidding.
happy because I saved right before doing all the gravity chamber checks because I was like, if there's nothing there, um I'll just like reset and then go back to the save station, and then it ended up being phase on student like, oh darn it, now I got to do the slope jumps out.
Yeah, same. I actually so flamethrower. I'm not sure if you got that. It was an anti-chamber. So I saved in near workstation when I got plasma and wave beam. And then I got hints. So it was basically after wave. And then I routed to go to Far Shozo from the Crash Frigate elevator, and got there a flamethrower in the antechamber, and I couldn't go further really. Or like the first time I did it, I couldn't go further because one door was an ice spreader door, and the other door was a wave door, and I didn't have wave at the time. But when I came back there, I basically tried to like look at every check in Far Chozo that I could, that the door allowed me to. And after Zoid, I basically quit and was immediately back in workstation, so I could like not backtrack all the way back, because it was actually really rude. Like you had if you wanted to go to Fen or to Mines, you always had to go to Chozo first and then go there from Lava Lake all the way to the other end. That was really rude.
It was quite ridiculous for sure.
How did you feel about Power Bomb location?
I deduced it like I had a feeling that it's gonna be there, like from the logic chain. I kind of got weirdly stuck at some collision when I grabbed it over, but yeah. I went ahead after main PBs to do Cloudus, even if it's also logic, just that I can go through the room if I needed to do that later. And it actually paid off at the end. So even if Cloudus didn't had anything, I think it was fine to do it.
I do think it was good as well. Something that I did notice that the two of you differentiated on, it was quite important. Cestrion, you opted to take on Thardus with nothing but a pea shooter, 99 power bombs, and sheer force of will. But Torvisbog, you opted to skip the Thardus fight and go back to where you knew that, well, not new necessarily, but go back to where you at least knew where power bombs could be used for progression. Torvis, what are your thoughts on that?
In general, I think Thardus is a really long fight, and I was thinking it's not even in logic at the moment, so there's no point taking the time to fight him. And then, of course, later I fought Flagra, which also, I mean, he was technically in logic, but that was also like a waste of time, ended up being, because it was just like a missile.
I haven't. Did you fight Flagra?
I did, yeah.
So I fought Thardus and you fought Flagra. So
Yeah.
Between the two of you, we
neither
got
of us
both
was a
options.
winner on that regard. Yeah. Yeah, but
Well,
otherwise I'm
I
quite
think
happy with my routing.
it's all right. There's plenty of opportunities to improve. As someone who was commentating and watching both of you run, there were certainly plenty of times during the entire run where I was just like completely lost as to where to go. I had no idea where progression would be, and I certainly would have checked my map a couple of times.
And that's how Reno sometimes is.
Yeah.
I think it's quite brave of both of you to do the random doors as well. I have a hard enough time just with random elevators.
It's so the tournament organizers did do for every week. We have a different preset that we have to like play. This is week 3, and now we have a weekly store rando. I think next week is gonna be a fighting chance, which is that you start in a boss room, and either a major boss or I think a minor one that has items, something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong with that, but yeah, that's the next week that the next preset we're gonna have to play.
So what
And
you're saying is,
we're also not allowed to change the fundamental of the preset. So yeah, the RA with the 99 power bombs was just to make our life easier to not farm PBs.
I
Yeah,
also
that's
didn't
fair.
understand. I didn't understand that max power bombs meant like 99. I thought it was gonna be like the because you get 8 total in like the in 100%. You get 8. So it's like, oh, we're gonna start with 8 power bombs instead of. But then I saw the 99. I'm like, oh, well, that's a lot more than what I thought.
Just fire them off randomly. Who cares?
Yeah, I was using them to fight things.
So what I'm hearing is that next week we're going to have a boss or mini boss starting point. So we're going to start
as far as I know, yeah.
We're going to start on Zoid. Zoid's going to have Morphball, and then behind Zoid is going to be the Morphball bomb. Oh nope, we can't do it that way. Never mind.
No,
oh,
that doesn't work.
Really hopeful.
You
Dang,
can
that
start
did
with
not work.
Mothball and then have bombs on Zoid.
Yeah.
And then
Next week you start with 3 to 4 items mandatory.
Yep.
Oh really? That's interesting.
Yeah. There's
a
actually
couple-
a chance that you can start at OP.
Yes.
A slight chance.
Yeah.
Not 100%, but a slight chance there is.
Give you all of the beams and say good luck. Well, this was certainly an amazing race to watch. Thanks, y'all, for being such excellent sports about everything. Thanks for giving us a fantastic show. Cestrion, congratulations on the victory. And I had a great time. I don't know about y'all, but it was really fun for me.
Yeah, it was quite fun.
It's a fun seed trying to figure it out.
Yep.
No kidding. Okay, everybody, I'm going to sign off here. I hope that everybody has a fantastic day, fantastic week, and worst case scenario, we'll see y'all next week. I do believe we have a couple of other races that are happening now in the next couple of days for this current round. I believe those should be posted on SpeedGaming's website.
Alright. See ya next mission.
See you next mission. Take care, everyone.